Hello and welcome to my third draft of Lorwyn Eclipsed here on Magic Arena. We've been kind of getting a pounding, but trying to learn the format, trying to see what these cards do, trying to get a feel for the format. We have not yet drafted like a streamlined tribal deck. Our first draft was a streamlined Vivid deck. Didn't do great, but let's see if we can't navigate the draft a bit here and figure out where we're supposed to end up. Man, these Wildvine Pummelers seem great. Maybe I just have tunnel vision on these Vivid decks, but Lister Barn and Pummeler are so good. But I got to try to do other things. I mean, this Wanderbind Trapper was really good when I played against it. This Harmonized Crescendo can be pretty good if you're in a streamlined Merfolk or similar deck. I mean, we could wheel a Merfolk out of here potentially. If not, maybe we end up with a bunch of shapeshifters. But I think early in the format, you like to try rares. And 6-drop, but it has Convoke, so it's not going to be that hard. Maybe to the path. 4 mana, 7/3, Behold an Elemental, and exile it. Whenever another elemental you control deals damage equals power to each opponent, and then you get the stuff back. Huh. Put your elementals into burn spells. Interesting. This card has been very good when I played against it as well. I'm going to try to go out of my way to avoid green here, given the first two drafts I had were very much green 5 color. I think we could take another rare here. I don't know. Is this card even better than the Twin Flame Travelers? I feel like the Twin Flame Travelers is better. It doesn't count itself, so it doesn't nug for 7. I don't know. I'm going to take this. Maybe that's a mistake. All right, this card seems incredibly important. If I'm going to be doing elementals, it's a cheap elemental, which I imagine there's not a ton of, and it can ramp out elementals, and it works. It can generate a lot of mana with this, which happened against us. So here, there's Summit Sentinel is another elemental and difficult tongue twister to say. Cinder Strike is pretty good. I think between Soulbright Seeker, Cinder Strike, I'd rather have the Soulbright Seeker. And then behind those two, it'd be between the Sentinel and the Spikeling. We grab the Seeker, and maybe we try to carve out an elemental lane here, even though we just passed an elemental rare. All right, pretty good removal spell. Seer is also a good removal spell. Wow. And cheap elemental, random different cards of different tribes. I like the Seer. 4th pick, I feel like this is a little bit of a signal. So it could be like a heavy red elemental deck. We could also be like red something splashing blue potentially. Blossom Bind is also a pretty good removal spell. Run Away Together could be good at saving something. 3 mana 2/2 makes 2 goblins. It's not really the plan, although kind of cute with that. I think we take the Blossom Blind here. It's cheap. It's removal. It's kind of unconditional. Oh, another Soulbright Seeker. Over a Cinder Strike. Well, red is like wide open. And red elementals also seem to be somewhat open. Here's a cancel. Take another Soulbright Seeker over a Cinder Strike. I'm confident enough that this is more important that I'm willing to take it twice over Cinder Strike, but I could be proven wrong. All right, that's a great pickup here. This card was pretty good in the Vivid deck. It got through the deck very quickly, and in this deck it should do similarly. So we pick up some 4 and 5 mana cards. There's another Blossom Bind. There's a Land Cycler, which is an elemental, which also triggers Cinder. So let's take that. Also, this card's been pretty impressive on the battlefield every time I've seen it. Shapeshifter, Merfolk, Cycle, Equipment. I don't particularly want any of these. I guess I'll take the Stomping. It could help with some Vivid synergies. Like, I wonder how many times or how often in this format you're playing a tribal deck or a Kindred deck, and you just end up with splash, like not splash, but just random Vivids that generate some value. So for Harmonized Crescendo, we're looking for elemental and shapeshifter. So far, all of our creatures are, which is pretty good. Because if we can like tap some blue 2-drop elementals and convoke this out, refill our hand on like turn 5 or so with a bunch of things in play, that could be really nice. So far, most of these games have looked somewhat board stally. Of course, I haven't run into a lot of the -2/-2 counters on everything spell yet. Do we want Runaway together or do we want Cancel? We're generally not going to be Blighting 2 in this deck. I don't know how good Cancel is in Limited, but I don't know how good that is either. Let's take the Cancel for now. Maybe we don't play it. I'm really happy to wheel this. And a second one. Ooh, Knock on the Mind's also good, but I think I want to take the Elemental for the signal. Don't want Active Treason. Why is my mouse being weird? What do we have? Champion of the Shoal. Oh, it's from Merfolk. 4 mana, 4/6. You hold a Merfolk and exile it. When it enters or becomes tapped, tap up to 1 target creature and put a stun counter on it. That's really strong. How many changelings do we have? Just 1 so far. Man, if we pick up some of those 2-drop Dimir changelings that we could champion, that card is very good. That's pretty good if we're playing at instant speed, which we're currently not. That's a nice removal spell. Gravedigger's decent. Make 2 things vigilant. Okay, I think we're going to take this rare. See if we can make it work with some shapeshifters. Also, we can get double triggers with it. What do we have here? Rhymekin Recluse. This is an elemental. It bounce something, which is very good. It's elemental. What's his name? Wow, my memory is just not working anymore. The Jellyfish, Manowar. The 3/2 Manowar, and I can get double triggers on it. That's pretty nice. Hexproof Trick is nice. We're not that interested in a giant. I feel like this card is pretty strong. Haven't had a chance to play it yet, though. We're pretty firmly in elementals now. This one is more of a vivid card than an elemental, but it does have the right type, and it's not going to be like a 0. It's going to actually be decent. Merfolk Wizard is okay if you're beaten down. We're not like super beat downy with these 1/3s. We could take the 2/1 First Strike Shapeshifter or the Star 4 Double Strike Elemental, which is often going to be a 2/4, but sometimes could be more. I think I'm going to take the 2-drop. I have this Convoke spell. It'll be good to have like a very large amount of them. Flash Flyer, tap things, good tempo play, another 3/5 flyer, an elemental that can nug the opponent a decent bunch, especially if I'm double triggering, or a convoke thing that shouldn't be too hard to do. Not a triggered ability on the making 1/1s, unfortunately. I wonder if this is actually just a convoke deck. I mean, maybe that's just what Merfolk has as a sub theme. Let's take an elemental though. Oh, I like Eclipsed Flamekin here. That's very helpful. Also like Flaring Cinder and Assistance. I already have 1 Flaring Cinder though. Maybe we diversify here. Or I could take this. Oh no, we're not doing this. Never mind. I thought this was the one that pays you off for playing cards of the same creature type. Yeah, let's grab this Flamekin for some value here. We're seeing a decent number of Merfolk and Lord. It could have been something, but I don't think we're moving in now. I don't know how much we can have a Merfolk sub-theme. Although, how red are we, honestly? We want these Soulbright Seekers to work. We passed a couple late shocks or flame slashes or whatever, whichever version of it is. I don't know, maybe we hedge with this, but I think we're going to try to stay blue-red. And on the coming from the other side, we're probably going to get a lot of them. Here's some more Jeep Sentinels. This is a nice trick. I mean, isn't this card just like a removal spell that leaves behind a 1/2 flyer? Take it. I mean, I guess out of all of these, I don't know. Maybe we take this because it can help with Convoke. We'll feed the Flames Wield. That's nice. Here's another one of these, kind of like pseudo-vigilant. Give something else vigilance. But we're not exactly Merfolk, even though it seems open. Yeah, let's just take this draw spell now, which is pretty nice to get here. I guess we could take another Squawk Roaster. Oh no, that's the first Squawk Roaster. Okay, it wheeled. And another Stratosaur is nice. We have an okay curve here. We're kind of lacking in power level. We'll see how that goes. I don't know if I want to start with 2 of these, but you never know. What's this? 2 mana, 4/5 Horse Serpent. It enters as a 1/2. And you can remove counters to draw a card. Wow. That's pretty good. Another Soulbright Seeker. We don't need too many more of those. We also don't have much to do with the mana. We don't have a mana sink for red mana. Let's take the Lockmare. What is this? My opponents exile cards from the top of their library until they exile cards with total mana value 5 or greater. Till end of turn, I can cast cards. So you kind of want them to bust, like hit a 4 and then a 5. I don't know. It doesn't seem that amazing. I do like the Shine Striker. 6 mana, 3/3 flyer that just draws 2 cards is pretty good. I mean, Tweeze is good, but this is better. We do need removal. Oh, another Travelers is nice here. Well, here's a mana sink. Yeah, let's take the second Twin Flame. And hopefully we could do something with these double triggers. I mean, we have the Shine Striker. We have the Sentinels to die with. That's pretty good. We have the Soulbright Seeker. We have some of these things. Yeah. Actually, wouldn't mind a couple more Convoke spells. We do need to... Ooh. We can do exactly what was done to us in a prior draft. Have this thing with the double triggers. There's another Cinder Strike. Am I really going to pass a third Cinder Strike? I mean, Blight 1's also much better now with the Mare on it. But this is also good too, right? Yeah, I'm going to take the rare. What do we not want? We don't want this thing. It's kind of poopy. This could be okay. Walk Roaster does not seem amazing here. We're not really vivid. We have enough Changeling for the Champions of the Shoal. Find out. Beginning of each end step, if you put a counter on a creature, it deals 2 damage. Yeah, we're not really in that deck. I don't know that we want any of these cards. I guess we could take this as another removal spell. Now, 3/3 Flying Changeling or Hexproof Trick. I don't know if we're going to play it. We're not playing any of those other ones. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control. At the beginning of the end step, sacrifice it. I think I'd rather have the Glister Baron, actually. Flashback, behold 3 elementals. I mean, I guess that's good with like ETB effect. Wow, we got another one. We're kind of the trigger deck. Does this card get much better? Still 4 mana though. I think I'd rather have this. Oh, Tweez Wield. That's fantastic. I wouldn't have minded that land. Oh, this is something to do with the Soulbright Seeker mana. But this also could just draw a million cards if it dies. I don't know. Maybe we trim on the Soulbright Seekers. All right, we're going to have to make some cuts here. So Glister Baron is kind of hard to cast. But getting multiple of that trigger, it's like +3/+3 to a bunch of things. It could be really, really good. All right. That's actually not bad with some of these. I mean, it's not amazing either, though. All of our threes are pretty good. Auntie's maybe the one that's not that interesting. Out of our twos, I guess we don't want cancel. Although blighting, hang on, where's that cancel? I can make it a counter spell by blight 2ing, and I could blight 2 on a sentinel or a lockmare. That's actually pretty good. Maybe I will play it. That's just like a kind of later in the game counter spell. Do we play these Soulbright Seekers? 1 mana 2/1. Or you control against trample. If I do it 3 times, I'll pay 3 mana and I add 4. Which doesn't help me ramp this out. I can feed the flame on turn 3. That's not that interesting. On turn 4, I could hardcast Stratosower if I have like Mountain Island. Not super good at ramping these out. Yeah, I wonder if I'm not supposed to play these Soulbright Seekers. And I took them over Cinder Flames. That's shocking. How did we end up here? But I'm not that beatdown oriented, and I don't know what I'm doing with all this red mana. Maybe there's like a different version of this deck that uses like red activated abilities like that +1/+1 menace. That being said, I have 17 elementals. Woof. 1 shapeshifter. So I could cut these and still have plenty of elementals for Crescendo, but they do help with convoking. How good is Spikeling? Spikeling helps with the Glister Baron, and I do think I want to play the Glister Baron. I might not need 3 of these. And if I'm using 2 as basic land cycling, maybe I can shave on a mountain. Ooh, oh no, we don't want 15. 16 lands. Heavy on blue for Glister Baron and Counterspell. And then, yeah, maybe we just cut these. That's awkward. 3 more cuts to make. I like all these 2-drops. But I want these removal spells. What other ways do I have to remove things? I have Bounce. I have Tweeze. Oh, maybe I don't play this Champions of the Shoal. I have like 1 Merfolk. Yeah, okay, we can definitely cut the Champion of the Shoal. 2 cuts to make. Curve is very low. I mean, I guess we could cut Feed the Flames. It is instant speed and it does exile. We have Seer at instant speed and Tweeze at instant speed. And we have 2 sorcerer speeding unconditional removals. We do have a like Bounce. We have Make Big. We have Nug. We have Fly. We have ways to get through or around or under big creatures. Oh, I can use this aggressively too. Attack with some things they block. double trigger, make 2 of my attackers into 4/4s. Pretty good. This counts. These count 4 or greater, right? I don't really want to cut the Feed the Flames then, because it has nice synergies. So I cut Tweeze. It's 3 mana to deal 3. But I get to Rummage. Otherwise, I have Lockmare and Assistance and Shine Striker to get through my deck. And Harmonized Crescendo. Okay, I think I've talked myself into removing Tweeze. I might be drastically undervaluing removal here, especially when some of the decks are like really engine-y. Otherwise, I mean, I guess I can cut this Changeling. 2/1 first strike. We're not like super beat down. Okay, you know what? I'll cut the Changeling. I'll keep the removal spell. We don't need the Changeling for the Merfolk anymore. So now we're at 17 creatures, 14 of which are elementals. So that's pretty good. And 16 lands with 2 basic land cyclers. Triple blue card has 9 islands. Add 2 mana of any color. So this can help me also ramp out some stuff. Okay. I think I like it the way it is. Let me know in the comments if you would have built it differently. But let's go on to round 1. Thanks. All right, welcome to round 1 here with our nice little elementals deck against Joe Torius. Well, we drew 2 of our bomb rares, so I guess we're going to keep this hand. Which one do we lead on? Probably the one that has an earlier impact. So let's go Mountain. Next turn, we'll play Ashling Rekindled. We'll want Island in play. Oh, they also have a rare. 1 mana, 1/1 Menace. Enters with 6 counters, so it's a 7/7. Whenever one more permanents put your favorite from anywhere while it has a counter on it, remove a counter. Okay, so you can self-mill to make that a big, scary thing. Let's do our thing. I guess we goldfish at each other for a while. What do I want to discard here? If we have both of these, I guess we could discard the Crescendo. Seems a little greedy to keep both. We have so much card draw in this hand. Yeah. So next turn, we can pay a blue. So what happens if we do? Pay a blue, it transforms into that. And I have blue. That's 2 mana. I have blue, red. I could play a 4-drop, which I don't have. So I think I'd rather decline this and do it next turn. I can cast a Lockmare here. It doesn't do a ton. But if I want to Glister Bear next turn, I'll need triple blue. So let me basic land cycling this. Get an island. Play the island and pass. And then next turn, I can flip this, get blue, cast Glister Baron, and attack. Oh, jeez. Okay, sure. Okay, so now we could use this to reset that if it ever loses counters. For now, I'm going to play the Lockmare. And I'm going to see if I can't trick them into attacking into it. 2/2. I mean, they're reading it, so it's unlikely that's going to happen. But yeah, it's the first day of the format. You never know. Some people might not read the cards carefully. So yeah, he'll attack with the Menace person. Okay, I'll just draw a card on their end step. Oh, not this card again. Yeah, that card's annoying. All right. Let's draw a card here. Oh, Feed the Flames. Nice, actually. So is Seer. So what can we do here? We have 5 mana. We can bounce the Willow. And we can Seer the Moon Shadow. I think that's good. I like double spelling. I like kind of trying to tempo them out. This will become a 2/2 if I kill that. So whatever, let's just get rid of this. And we'll hit for 2 here. Next turn, if we hit a land, we can Lockmare, activate. I'll block. You could have the enchantment, but that's going to take his whole turn, so I don't care too much. Right, that's come back, and now we could just feed the flames that. And we don't. I mean, we could try to draw a card. If we miss on a land, it'll be really bad. So let's just get rid of this before he gets value off of it, or yeah, Joe gets value off of it. Let's keep beating down, and next turn we could draw a card if we have no other good options. That's fine. That's also acceptable. Okay, so now we can draw one. I think what we're gonna do is play this. Not a triggered ability. We'll play this. We'll activate that on end step. I don't want to trade 2 for 1, especially when that has another counter to be made. Or removed, I should say. And then next turn we can draw. We could draw 4 cards, or we could, if we get a blue land, we could Glister Baron for a lot and then draw 6 cards the following turn. I'm not going to wait for that. That would be too greedy. But I will draw here and see if I can't hit an island over the course of 2 draw steps. Now they can suicide attack to draw a card. Okay, we did not hit island. We did hit island. Okay, so then we're definitely going to play Glister Baron. And now we're just going to hit really hard in the air. Wait, oh yeah, I only have 1 trigger of another elemental. Okay, that's important to note. I didn't realize there's only elementals. That's still fine. Now this one's going to draw 6 cards. That's just going to be your ball game. Oh, what is this? Target creature gets plus X plus O, and another target creature gets minus O minus X. Remember elves in graveyard. Wow, that's the elf payoff. Okay. I lost the flyer with the double triggers, but I still have the Glister Baron. What does the Glister Baron achieve on this board state? Not much, other than drawing cards with Shine Striker. Yeah, I think I'll take here. The card's going to get a lot worse. Oh, geez. Where'd all my life go? What a turnaround. Okay, I could Flamecaster first. So we have 7 mana. Yeah, I think I want to Flamecaster first. It's a little greedy. It's only when it enters, right? Not when it attacks. So we're both top decking. And this is going to help. I guess I want to attack. Like, Glister Baron's going to give +3. This attacks as a 7 power creature if I draw a card. And I'll have 3 blockers back. Yeah. Or I can make the flyer. Wait, the flyer just is lethal next turn, right? No, it's not. 1, 2, 3. All right, let's draw a card here. Play island. Play this. And now we could send the mare. They could trade a bunch of things for it, or they could jump block it. I'm fine either way. Mare did what it was supposed to do. Okay, they're surveilling, which is smart. Hopefully they miss here and on the next one. Oh, they left it on top. It's a little scary. We'll blow a blocker. Next turn, we get to play Shine Striker and draw 3 cards. Am I dead to taking 4? I think I am taking 4. I guess I could have chump blocked the Sentinel. Probably would have been smarter. That is okay. Let's play this. Nuggy for 2. Draw some cards. Now we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blockers. So we could send 1 attacker. Let's send... I guess... Oh no. If I send that, they chump it. Or they trade with the Death Toucher. I mean, is that even that bad for me if they trade with the Death Toucher? I don't think so. Things kind of ran out of utility, other than being a big guy. Then we play this, and we dodge a top deck, hopefully. So they're digging. But if they don't find here, they're going to die from that. Block one on each. Close game. Okay, that is acceptable. We drew a Tweeze. That can go to the dome. Kill that. Also acceptable. Does my flyer win the game? All right, did it. Game. See you in the next round. Welcome to round 2 here against Blue Ox Grimes with our red-blue elemental deck. 1-0. We have the both rares in our starting hand again, so better lucky than good, I guess. Ah, what a hand. Our best removal and our best threats. What is this thing? When it enters, choose a creature type. Whenever one of the type enters, add a charge counter, remove 3 charge counters to copy an instant or sorcery. Okay, that's a little dirtly. So how do we want to sequence this? So we want to start with this, and then the next turn we could play blue to end up with 4 mana, which we can't particularly use yet. So well, I guess we could if we lock Mare and then activate it. But can we use this mana for that? Spend this mana only to cast spells with mana value 4 or greater. So no, we can't. So I guess we could use this to rummage. Do we even want to rummage? I think we'll just play the Lockmare. And then next turn we could draw a card and play a Tweeze. Oh no, we can't. We could draw a card and do nothing. Okay, so maybe the sequencing was suboptimal, but I think we will Tweeze here. Oh, I should have played the island. Now we're going to rummage over the island. But I think it's acceptable. All right, we drew another one anyway. They hit for 1. What creature type did they choose? Merfolk. Okay, well, blue-white Merfolk makes sense. Oh, Hallowed Fountain. Nice. Okay. So, what instants and sorceries am I worried about? Ooh, rough. That's not something I wanted to get 1-for-1. Now we can play Ashling. And I guess we could hold up Seer. Or we just play this. Next turn we can Crescendo to draw 2. It's not amazing. A lot of mana to draw 2 cards. We'll see what we draw. If we draw a land, we might do that. Is this an instant or sorcery? This is an instant. Wow, that's pretty good for an instant. Liminal Hold. My rare. Okay. This is going to be a bit of a grindy game. Don't think I want to harmonize Crescendo to draw 1. We're flooding out a bit here. Let's just hang out. Eventually they're going to clone an instant or sorcery, but I don't know that the sorceries are that good other than maybe a card draw spell. And by clone, I mean fork. Okay, that's a decent one. Maybe I should have held the land in hand for rummaging purposes. Yeah, actually, I absolutely should have done that. I forget it triggers on itself, too. Alright, gotta get used to these cards in this format. Play Navigator. When it enters untapped Merfolks, if you attacked with 3 or more Merfolks, they get +1. So, that is acceptable. So now they can copy an instant or sorcery, at which point this card will have been a 1-for-1. That's acceptable. Okay, now they have something that can attack. wonder if I'm supposed to sear that. I have blocks for other things. I think I will sear it. What do they have? Oh, they have tap that. That's what they have. Acceptable. That artifact would be really good with this. All right, I think we might be drawing 3 on their end step here. We're going to be bricking on the rummage ability again. But I think that's acceptable. We just need to draw into stuff. I mean, if they do nothing, maybe we get a little greedy here, but at minimum, they can attack, right? And equip. They're not equipping. There's certainly something going on here. I mean, they could be holding their own harmonized crescendo to copy. Well, they are equipping. I mean, if that was their best play, I don't mind sitting here. All right, now I can do it on their end step, and I have something to rummage, so I feel better about that. They're holding up counter magic. That would be pretty brutal. Oko Lorwyn Liege. Okay. 3 mana, 3 loyalty. Beginning of your first main phase, you can pay 1 to transform it. So Planeswalker to flip back the other way. 1 creature gains all creature types. Target creature is -0. Not the most impressive Oko on the front side. They don't have green.
That's a clever strategy for you.
Mill 3 at a permanent. Make 2 3/3s. Yeah, okay. I think the backside is a little bit scarier here. They don't have access to green currently. Sure. Their Deepway Navigator is now a shapeshifter. They still could have counter magic up, but I don't think I could sit around from here. Let's do that. Tap for the full convoke in case of any kind of mana leaking action. And in case I draw an instant I want to cast. Blister Baron. Oh, can they copy my spells? No, when you next cast. Do they know that? Oh, okay. They're bouncing a bunch of things. Well, I guess that's pretty good because it's gonna make me only draw 1. Oh, well played. So this can make a big attack with the Cinder, which will be pretty good at threatening Oko. I think I might rummage away one of these things. Oh, that's a great draw. I think I might keep that in hand for rummaging purposes anyway. So they can chump here to try to save Oko. But they're in a bit of trouble here. And we can fill up our hand again. Maybe I was supposed to play that for helping with Convoke, but I feel like rummaging it away is also good. It's fine. It's still going to be pretty threatening. Main phasing a flash creature. Still don't have the counters on that. Okay. So I guess we start with this. Not bad. Just drew a lot of threats. We're going to double block the Glister Baron. That's pretty painful. I was wondering if I was supposed to have Blossom binded that thing. Yep, that is the end of my Glister Baron. I guess that's what I get for basically tapping out pre-combat. Well, I guess I could have countered the Blossom Blind with that. Let's use mana here, and we'll get rid of the flyer, I guess. That creature enters. Okay. I think we could have played this a little bit better. Still have a lot of things to do here. Wow. Okay. Good one. Even just drawing 2 is really good. Yep.
You're eager.
So we want to kill that thing. Rummage away land, see if we can find something good. Oh, that's not bad. I think I'm just going to bounce the Deepway Navigator and continue to pressure Oko. I'm giving them more counters on their thing, but that's okay. I don't even know how clear it is I care about this Oko, to be honest. It's just buying them a bunch of life. I don't even know if they have green mana. I gotta assume they have green mana.
You're looking quite feeble.
So we have 7 mana. We can't go Twin Flame into Stratosaur as much as we'd like to do that. But I think we do want to at least cast the first one. And then hopefully this can kill Oko. I don't want to loot any of these away. If they have their runaway together, that could be really bad. They could run away the Flock Imposter and the Flaring Cinder here. I can't play around an Arena Tell because they have artifact that could just tap at any point. Okay. I got Oko off the board. We have some threats in play. So next turn, Twin Flame Travelers, dash for 3 in the air, start to just pour out flyers and flying damage. Oh, that is pretty good. I mean, how do we even sequence this to maximize damage? I guess we'll start just by attacking for 3 in the air. I mean, we could send the Rhymekin Recluse too. Not a great trade though. Unclear what that accomplishes. I guess let's play this one first. And then we'll play this one. Still declining. And then next turn, if they don't interact with our creatures, we can play the second Twin Flame, double Nug with the Flamecaster. And they can be a lot of trouble after that. Okay, 4/3 flyer is funny. If they don't have interaction. Okay, now we can play this. They just scooped that. Okay. Nice little synergy deck we had going here. I think opponent flooded out a little bit, but we'll see you in the next round. Welcome to round 3 here with our red-blue splashing a couple of Vivid Elementals deck. And what have we got here? Looks like a mulligan. I mean, we're on the draw with 2 basic land cyclers. So we have 2 turns to hit a land. If we do, pretty decent hand. So we go turn 2 land cycle, turn 3 Flamekin, and then we're kind of set up from there. This could go badly, but I think given that we have 15 hits, we're under a coin flip on the first one. We're about over a coin flip by the second one, maybe. It's rough. This could go very poorly. but I think I want to keep. If we hit a land on 2, then this is a great hand. And we did. Okay, great. So turn 2, we'll land cycle a Stratosphere, we'll get a mountain, and then turn 3 we have Flamekin or Tweeze as per necessary. And removal spell, value creature, which is a good blocker, card draw spell. Yeah, pretty good shape. So this is, I think, a card that this deck is missing, and possibly something to consider as a signal for the Elementals deck. Because now they can untap and play a 5-drop Elemental. Although I don't know that I've seen many 5-drop Elementals. It seems like when I'm calculating on ways to generate or use mana, it seems to be a little bit higher than that. Although I guess I have 2 of them look in my hand right here. They're also red-white though. Oh, and they play a Kithkin. So they might just have some kind of weird brew going. They might just not really have a streamlined plan. It's like clear. I think I had another phase to do it, but whatever, that's fine. Okay, so now with them showing a 2-1 and a 2-2, I think playing a 1-4 is just really good. And this is interesting because I definitely want to hit my 4th land drop, but I also really like this card. How good are the things I have? It's really good with this. Pretty good with this. So if we miss on lands next turn, we always have like basic land cycle and to play a 2-drop. So I think we could take the Twin Flame Travelers here. Oh, they played a big elemental there. A little scary. Okay, we did hit the land. Question is, do we want to just get rid of this thing? You already got value. I don't know that I want to take 6 damage though. So I think it probably just makes sense to kill that. 2 for 1 for them because they got a land off the top, but I think given the board state now, killing their 6/5 was better than playing 33 flyer. Excuse me. Oh, wow. They have another one. Yep, that Flame Braider is certainly doing work now. Interesting. So now I think what I want to do is land cycle into bounce that thing. I know it gives them value, but I do want to establish a little bit more tempo here. The question is, do I want the Twin Flame Travelers in play before I do that? In which case I could hold up Tweeze, or I could play Summit Sentinel. And do I take the 6 now? So they have the opportunity to play an Explosive Prodigy. Oh, that's why they're playing the off-color cards for Vivid. So right now it's on green, white, red. So this will deal 3. So that if I play the Recluse, that would kill it. But then they have a land drop. So they'd be able to go Zealot into Prodigy my Recluse, which is not great for me. So I think actually what I'm going to do is just pass and hold up Tweeze. Maybe not even pass. I mean, I guess I could Tweeze that away in response to that. Yeah, I'm going to hold up Tweeze here. Next turn we have, if we hit a land, we have Twin Flame plus Sentinel. Try to curve out. I was considering tweezing the Flame Braider, but it looked like they were going to have enough mana to do what they needed to do anyway. I might do it on end step, I think. I don't want to do it pre-combat. This can only hit creatures, so it doesn't really do much now, so they're basically just going to lose it. Alright, that's slightly better Tweeze target, I think, than the Flame Braider. Although if I'm going to bounce the Zealot, maybe killing the Flame Braider's good because it'll keep them off a decent bit of mana. And the question is, what would I rummage away here if I tweeze? I don't know that I want to rummage anything. I could just tweeze without rummaging. Okay, elemental incoming. Prodigy. They have red, white, green right now. So they can't kill my Flamekin. Unless they have something that... Well, I can't really reduce the amount. I mean, I guess I could remove white. But I don't want to kill the Kithkin. So if they have something that deals 1 damage, then that's okay. So it was Boulder Dash. Okay. Boulder Dash to the face and hitting that I think is fine. They could have just done 1 to me and 2 to that if I'd killed the Kithkin, and I didn't really want to kill the Kithkin. So I guess tweezing now. The Noggle gets them a treasure token. The Flame Braider cuts them off mana, where if I want to bounce the Zealot, that would be helpful. It does seem like I'm going to need to be bouncing the Zealot, otherwise I'm going to be taking a lot of damage. So let's get rid of this. And at this point, I think I am going to loot away this card draw spell, because I don't have time for it. Okay, so now we have Twin Flame Travelers into Chump with Sentinel and draw 2 cards. And the Travelers can block his 2/1 and his 1/1. So I think this is reasonable. And if the Traveler survives and we get to double bounce something next turn, that's really strong. If they have a removal spell, obviously I'm in a lot of trouble. But if they're kind of running out of gas here, I think we have a reasonable chance to stabilize. Obviously, the Flame Braider value was shown. Oh, wow. Yeah, they're going to get to kill the Travelers with this now. Oh, they're not doing it. Okay. Oh, no, they're going to have extra treasure tokens, so they can. Okay. Yeah, that was pretty good. I will say their deck doesn't look very streamlined, but is playing very streamlined. Okay, so Travelers is down. I'm going to take 5 here. Chump over here. I don't think I could afford to take 9. I also don't think I have a realistic way to win this game. I guess if I get a land here. It's not a land, and that is not a land. So now, if I make 2 blockers, I die. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, unfortunately, we're way too slow. That Flame Braider did a lot of work. I don't know that my lines were particularly wrong. I'd be curious to see if I had bounced the Zealot earlier. Just didn't seem like I had a turn to really turn the corner, unless this turn my Twin Flame Travelers survived. I'd be able to turn the corner. So I think that's going to be it for this game. We will move on to the next one. Welcome to round 4 here against ValueCon of the Coast. Oh, is this a Wizards employee? Possibly. This looks like an okay hand. Let's give them the hello. Alright, did not like seeing 5th land there. But the deck has card draw, and the deck does seem a bit mana hungry based on last game. Speaking of card draw, we have a good blocker here. Although I guess this will be unblockable. Oh, and value. Very good. They're doing the thing. Okay, they discarded a combat trick. Interesting that that was in their range. I think here we're gonna bounce probably the Scoundrel. It costs them less mana, but at the same time, they don't necessarily have a good spot in their curve to replay it. I mean, they could double 2-drop here, but also this prevents the most incoming damage. And with the Harmonized Crescendo in hand, I think my goal is to minimize damage, which is also why I didn't attack the 1/3. So they did have the... Oh, wow. They had a great follow-up play. I think here I will double block. They can kill the Recluse, but I think that's still a okay trade for me. Certainly don't want to just keep getting bashed. Okay, I don't know that I want to block with this, but I also don't want to spend only 2 mana this turn. Or, yeah. I might just... I don't know, maybe it's worth blocking the Duelist. It makes the Crescendo worse, but that also makes all of their aggression worse. Oh, okay. That is a Planeswalker. Which kills tapped creatures. Makes 1/1s. Another Merfolk Lord. Wow. Okay, I like that I didn't get attacked, but I don't like that I'm facing down multiple Lords and a Planeswalker. So we have 5 mana currently. Play this, we'll have 3 mana. We could Convoke to draw 3. If we play both of these, we'll have 1 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4. We won't be able to Convoke. We are going to need things on board. So if I trade this here, I could potentially double block that. And if I'm going to double block, I'd rather it be with a Sentinel. Let's play this. We have some potential good blocks. If they only send the one unblockable, then I think I'm okay with that. If they send multiple things, we try to trade off our board for their 2 Lords and cast Crescendo. And hopefully that's enough to get us back in the game. If they pre-combat tap something, I probably have to Crescendo in response and take 10. So I won't be able to Crescendo. Yeah, that's pretty brutal. I will say my opponent's cards are running out in a much better order than mine are. But take 10 here. Hopefully we can try to draw our way back into this game. Yeah, just like the run out has been brutal. Interesting they didn't use Johnny to kill anything. So this will just draw 2, but that's about all I'm going to get out of it in general. Obviously. We do seem pretty firmly behind. What does this do for ultimate?
Side by side we fight.
Yeah, I'm probably going to lose to the Ajani here. And the unblockable guy. Oh, I'm just dead this turn to the unblockables and the Lord. I mean, next turn. Yeah. Kind of flooded out here a bit, but alright. We'll see you in the next round. Welcome to round 5 here against the Viking 2-2 with this deck. It does seem that so far in this format, if you don't have removal in hand, you just lose to some curve outs, like without basically anything you can do about it, or to some rares. And it also seems like with some run outs, even with multiple removal spells, you just lose. So again, not super high on the format so far, but not closing my mind to the opportunity that it could be a good format, or to the possibility, I should say. But we'll keep trudging away and getting some reps in. Let me know in the comments if you like me struggling through a new format that I may or may not like, or if you prefer Vintage Cube. Personally, if the format's going to devolve into Yahtzee, I'd rather be it in Vintage Cube form than in new set form. Okay, this, unfortunately, we missed a land drop here. I wonder if we're supposed to kill their Ashling or play our own Ashling. If we play our own Ashling, it'll unlock 4 mana, which could only really realistically be used to, well, Twin Flame Travelers is a good use. But they'll have the 4 mana first, or even 5. So my most mana efficient play is to play Ashling, but that gives them an potentially even more mana efficient play. And if I kill their Ashling, that also gives me an attack here. So I'm going to assume that this is slightly a time walk. I mean, if they could still pace ahead on mana here. Oh, interesting. So I guess they were going to miss a land drop, and they just traded that in for 3 health and the opportunity to curve out. Looks like we're in a little bit of a mirror match here. I think, given my Harmonized Crescendo, I'm not in a big rush to throw away and trade Flamecasters with each other. Oh, question. I'm going to keep the Crescendo. Do I need the Shine Striker? We're not exactly at risk of being outraced here, so I think I'm going to get rid of the Glister Baron and try to get greedy with card draw. No. Brutal. I guess it turns out if I played the Ashling last turn, I would have got to the Stratustor in time to this turn. Basic land cycle into a removal spell. But also they could have untapped and played a really big 5-drop last turn. So I think I'm okay with how this came out. Hopefully I can draw another land. Oh, it's that card again. Fantastic. So if we flip this, we get to, yeah, I think we do want to flip this. Get red, blue. Oh, they both have to be red. Okay, so we can basic land cycle here into a 2-drop, or we could just play a 4-drop. We basic land cycle into a 2-drop. Then we make a land drop. We still can't harmonize Crescendo. Yeah, this is pretty unfortunate. I mean, I think one of the only ways that I win is I could start getting value off this Twin Flame Travelers. And I'm just like probably 80% to lose to the 6/6 flyer. I mean, if they trigger the ability on it once, I can't imagine winning. This card so far hit the battlefield and instantly won against me twice now, it seems. He doesn't get to copy that, right? Oh no, yeah, he doesn't get to copy that, right? Single target, because it targeted me and himself. Yeah, there was no way to trigger the Tyrant with that. So that might have been a mistake from them. They might have had a better line, but I'm not happy about losing the Flamecaster either way. I guess among all the potential universes of things that could have taken place this turn, that's probably not that bad. But it looks like I'm going to, at best, be taking 12 over the next couple of turns, unless I am willing to do some chumping. Which, spoiler alert, I'm not willing to do. But we do get to get double triggers off Ashling here. which only means double rummaging. And that double rummaging is going to set us back on mana. I don't know what we're meant to do to get back in this game, though. I guess we could see what we draw, and then if we draw a Tweeze or a Rhymekin Recluse, we could potentially do something about this Tyrant. Oh, there's the Recluse. Oh wait, we just get this mana. And at the beginning of your first main phase. Oh, fantastic. Okay, that actually is very helpful. Now we could pay 1 to double flip it. So hang on, we have 4 mana for elementals, 3 mana for non-elementals. Sorry, we have 4 mana for 4 drops. So we could Shine Striker here. We'll have 1 mana left afterwards. But we get to draw 4 cards. And we'll have 2 3/3s. Do we want to flip this? If we flip it, we may... We could also just not loot and leave it so we get more mana again next turn. What are we trying to flip into? 7 mana. I mean, I guess we could try to flip into something that we could use. I mean, we can use the Crescendo. Yeah, I'll decline. Now I'm going to Rhymekin Recluse bounce both of their things. And we can Crescendo here, tapping this, tapping all this, tapping this. Pick Elemental. We do get to finally make a land drop, and now we attack for 4. Okay, that was a pretty good turn. Obviously, we're not out of the woods yet, but actually just adding 2 mana every turn was not something I was counting on. So next turn we'll have 7 mana. Unfortunately, we have no more Rhymekin Recluses. And we also don't have much in the way of removal that kills a 6-drop, or a 6/6 rather. Oh, we have Blossom Bind. Yeah, maybe next turn we'll actually flip the Rhymebound so we can try to dig our way into Blossom Bind. Okay, we might not be dead yet. Not dead yet. Oh, they might have disconnected. That's unfortunate from them. And they auto discarded the Tyrant. Well, unfortunately, it looks like we had a little bit of a non-game here. Yeah, and a lot of timing out. So I think I had a reasonable chance to come back in this game, even if they didn't time out. Like, let's say on average they cast this 6/6 last turn, right? You know, maybe they end up doing a land into 2 3-drops. I think it's fairly similar. This turn we get to spend not 10 mana, 9 mana. Give everything flying. Yeah, unfortunate that opponent disconnected there. I think this would have been a pretty good comeback game, but I'll count it as a win regardless, and so will my gem count. Unfortunate that you have to watch all this timing out, though. You'd think for someone who's disconnected, it would be a little bit less graceful with the timeouts. I wonder if they rage disconnected because this combo didn't work the way they were hoping it to. So how do we feel about this deck? Leaving this on the blue side is incredibly good. In general, elementals seem very mana hungry because you want to do like the Twin Flame into something that triggers turn. You want to be able to play that 6 mana, 6/5. There's obviously all these other expensive things. In the next round. Welcome to round 6 here against Dig Daddy. Not Big Daddy, but Dig Daddy. Dig Daddy 42069. Likely a very mature individual. This seems like a great hand. Ashling being way better than I thought, as experienced or evidenced last game. I thought to generate value off this thing, yeah, just had to keep flipping it back and forth, but you can just leave it on the blue side. Do I want to get rid of anything here? I think I like all of this stuff. I will keep it all. Okay, we will transform here. And we'll add, I guess, blue mana, that it particularly matters. And this lets us ramp into a turn 3 of this, which is incredible. And I will attack into a potential Glamour Gifter. Oh no, this Glamour Gifter can't target itself. That's actually really impactful. Recluse is good. Oh, they're bouncing the Traveler. Or that, not the Traveler. Interesting. Well, that just means I get to double spell. It also makes me wonder if I'm going to... Oh, I get double triggers off that too. I think I will discard this. And then here, I think I will also discard a land. Good one. So I'm going to hit here for 3. And I'm going to leave up Glamour Gifter and see if maybe I can't ambush the Rhymekin Recluse successfully. Oh, that is fine. Actually, I'm not using that for its power and toughness. I think opponent just realized I'm using that for its static ability or triggered ability. Static ability? Static ability. All right. Take an easy one there. See you in the next round. Round 7 here. Oh, Nihilus. I think I lost to them with this deck earlier, like, or maybe with the last deck. This is a incredibly slow hand, but we're on the plane. We have a Mana War, so I think we can keep. If I didn't have the Mana War, I might have been inclined to. Like, if this was just like a regular 3 mana spell, I might have mulliganed. Hard to say if you can start your game on turn 3 in this format. I definitely drew these things in the wrong order. And I will curve out here. Hopefully I hit a land drop next turn. Ooh, I did. Well, what could they be holding up here? They could hit an attacking creature or something. I think that's fine. This thing's already kind of served the purpose. I mean, I'm just going to run this out. If it gets countered, I have another one. They could just be holding some kind of flash creature or something. Or, there we go. Thirst for Identity. Discarding a 2-drop. Yep, they discarded the 2-drop we knew about. Brave Gavelgill Scoundrel. That is acceptable. Oh. This is not a triggered ability, right? No. I think I'm happy to offer the trade on the ground, even though I have the Crescendo and a Convoke card draw spell. Is that true? Maybe that's not true. Maybe I want to attack in the air and play 2 2-drops. Or maybe I just want to play another Twin Flame Travelers. I don't have any triggered abilities yet is the problem. I guess if I play one of these 2-drops and it chumps, that's a triggered ability. Well, let's start with just attacking in the air. And 2, 4, this will be 6, 8 for convoking purposes. I think playing both of these makes sense. they were playing swamps, I wouldn't do this because of the -2/-2 counters to everything. If they deal with the Lockmare, that's fine. Obviously, would not hate getting a card out of it before it's dealt with, but I think that was a good play for curve considerations. I mean, running out 2 Twin Flame Travelers would give me better attacks. Oh. Now we can cash in this. Oh, we get to hold up a counterspell? So we can hold up... That's an instant. That's fantastic. So we can hold up a counterspell. Question is, do I send with the Mare? I mean, it's kind of a chump check. If they have a trick, I can counter it, but I don't want to be forced to counter their trick. I guess that's worth countering. I can leave 4 mana if I blight, but 4 mana doesn't do anything for convoking purposes. So let's just pay for the cancel. We're starting to pull ahead a bit here. Opponent very interested in playing at instant speed, as it were. I think we're gonna do this again. Oh, Glamour Gifter, that's pretty good. So now I can pretty happily attack with everything. I don't mind trading off the Recluse here. I have a follow-up play that doesn't involve drawing cards, and I have a trick to play if they have something here. Plus, I think also just ramping up the pressure while they're on the back foot is worth it here. I'm not in a hurry to draw cards. I have things to do with my mana. Okay, resolve that. They have another one of this rare? Okay, well, sure. I don't have a counterspell this time. So they can bounce my Twin Flame Travelers, but then if they block something, I get to eat that thing. 4, 8, 11. Or I could just force them to chump and get a bunch of damage through. That actually seems pretty good. Make this a 4/4. I could make this a 4/4, but that actually downgrades it. Because normally it's a 4/5. Wait, why am I only getting one? Why did I only... I'm very confused. Oh, it's only for elementals. Okay, well that was a big mistake. Learning the new format. Double triggers are only on elementals. Spewed off my trick. And got owned. I guess that was gonna beat the blocker anyway. The Peddlers plus Convoke plan is pretty interesting. Although I guess that's baked into Merfolk's because this rare is a Merfolk. So I do think our aggression is slowing down a bit here. I do need to worry somewhat about tricks and instant speed stuff. Kind of want to grab a land here, though. So I can go land cycle into Twin Flame Travelers, which means we'll attack first with the Glamour. This either gets in for 25% of the life or makes them spend mana. Okay, so let's cycle this. Get another mountain, I guess. Maybe that was wrong because of Blister Cairn. Play this. Wow, it resolved. A little surprising. Are they gonna do an unexpected assistance here? Oh wow, yeah. A lot of selection. Looted away a lot of lands. Silver Girl Peddler is doing some work. Where they end up discarding Meander's Guide. Well, I guess they decided they're probably not going to be attacking with it very soon. Two copies of Disruptor of Currents, huh? Alright, well, we're still ahead. They're facing lethal in the air that they need to do something about, and we have a grip full of both reasonable threats and card draw. Next turn we have access to 6 mana. If we top deck a land, that would be ideal, because then we can go Twin Flame Travelers into Flaring Cinder. If not, what are we doing? 4 here. I mean, I could chump with the Sentinel to get a better chance of drawing that land, but I think I'll have a better Sentinel chump in the future. Like with the Travelers in play. If that can start gaining life, they find a way to tap it, like by convoking more things. Awesome bind on that. That's interesting. So we hit the land anyway. That's great. So now we go this into this. Now, do we discard anything or not? I actually thought this was the 1/4 for a minute. Actually, don't think I want to discard anything, which is got to be somewhat frightening for the opponent. They have to deal with a 3/3 flyer of another 3/3 flyer in my hand. Still a bunch of card draw. I think now I will chump the 4/5 because I want cards to discard to Flaring Cinder. Where's the 3/2 that nugs? The Flamecaster, that'd be great here. And if they don't have a way to interact with it, I just go Flamecaster into Twin Flame Travelers and they die. Honestly, I think the only reason why I'm ahead in this game is because of Mana War, interestingly enough. Still a very good card, it turns out. And with an extra power and a relevant creature type. Deep in the tank is opponent. Coming in with that. Yeah, I'll still jump here. Get 2 cards off of this. Okay, we hit a land, which is, I think, primarily the thing we're looking for. So now we have 7 mana. Oh, sorry, we have 8 mana. I think what we want to do is probably go Twin Flame into Unexpected Assistance. Let's start with the Twin Flame and discard the Sentinel. And we can discard the Mountain also. Gonna dig our way into what we need here. And I'm gonna do this too. If they want to get rid of the Travelers, they're gonna do it when I attack anyway. Might as well get the value. I will reveal a mountain. I will reveal a mountain. I will reveal a Flamecaster. And now I think I'm going to go for the attack here. 3, 4, 5, 6. What is this? Tap 2 creatures and put a stun counter on it. Interesting. So I'm at 16. I could crescendo here in response. Although that'll end up with way too many cards. I think probably want Unexpected Assistance in response. That will let me dig through my deck quite a bit. I have 14 cards. Maybe I don't, and then maybe I just next turn I want to play Flamecaster into Assistance. Because that would be lethal. Yeah, I won't be able to do anything this turn. But what am I going to do other than drawing a million cards when I have a million cards anyway? Now let's let those get stunned. We'll just sit here for a minute. They know about this Flamecaster, so they're going to need to hold up counter magic or something. And they still have to deal with these flyers. And have yet another flyer to play. Also, at some point, I could just squeeze them. They're doing this to loot. Oh, and to gain life, I guess. Okay, I will trade here because I don't want them to keep gaining life. And I'll block here, and I'll take 4. So the tweeze them in the face plan has been delayed somewhat, but the Flamecaster plan is still quite live. They need to find a counterspell here. Or they need to, like, kill the Travelers in response to the Flamecaster, or before the Flamecaster comes up. They're certainly thinking about what they're doing here. Oh, Sig's gonna. So they copy the Disruptor to bounce the Flaring Cinder. That's interesting. And they're tapping out? What does this do? Reveal a Merfolk. I don't think there's a Convoke counterspell. I think they just left themselves dead. All right, good game. In the next one. Well, we've hit profitability here, 5 and 2. Let's see if we can go for a couple more and maybe even potentially trophy. This hand is okay. Obviously, it's going to depend on drawing some lands, but we've got a speed bump. We hit a 3rd land on curve. We're just off to the races. And if we don't, well, see if we can chump block our way into another land. Yeah, this card seems like just fixes every problem. Beautiful. Hopefully we could find a mountain off this Flamekin. I feel like a lot of my hands this draft have been very card draw heavy, and I don't have that many card draw spells. Okay, let's attack. Any mountains? That is a mountain, which I will take. Okay, I was considering bouncing that thing, but now I definitely want to play the Twin Flame Travelers. I also could attack with both here. If it blocks the Sentinel, I get 2 card draws out of it, so that's actually pretty nice. Blocks the 1/4, I get a damage in. Next turn, I probably just bounce 2 things. It's my... Oh, Liminal Hold. Rude. We can Crescendo, we can Assistance. We could Summit Sentinel into Assistance. And take 3. We could bounce their guy and not do much else. I think I like Sentinel into Assistance and just be very mana efficient here. I mean, I guess I can do it at instant speed would be better. I also have a triple block here I can make. Oh, no plays, okay. They were playing around a counterspell. This is pretty punishing for them. Let's see. I don't know how I feel about losing this Blossom Bind. but I feel like I want to keep all the other things. So next turn we go Island, Ashling. We've got 3 lands up and 3 creatures. We could pass into a big crescendo. I don't know how much I need to cast a big crescendo when my hand is full. We also just could go 2-drop into Rhymekin Recluse. Yeah, let's ditch the Blossom Bind. Oh, that's a nice draw. Not quite sure how to sequence this. I think let's start just by bouncing this thing. I mean, they're definitely holding up something. They could have the flash bounce their own thing 2/2. I'm fine attacking into. Oh, flash 4/5. Rare. Okay, now I kind of wish I had that enchantment back. Now we don't have an attack, so we'll just play this thing and pass. I don't think I want to loot here, but I will want to flip it up next turn. We'll have 5, -1 is 4, +2 is 6. Oh, no attack. That's interesting. So we got 6 mana. Not a lot to do with it, but we could go Travelers into Convoke Crescendo on end step. And then next turn we'll have a ton of mana to use with this Crescendo. We'll have 7 mana minimum. Actually, potentially 9 mana if the Travelers is undisturbed. I guess I'd also need the Ashling to be undisturbed. They have... Actually, they have not really disturbed it. That doesn't bother me much, to be honest. Wow, no attacks. Okay, so let's cast this for Elemental. Just completely refill. Pretty good. Now we get a ton of blue mana. We're not going to flip this person. Just need some red also. Blue. Decline. Decline. Play Mountain. We get 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana. We go Twin Flame Travelers into Glister Baron and enable a pretty huge attack. Seems a little bit better than some of the alternatives. I also could hold up a counterspell, which seems pretty decent. We hold up a counterspell if we play this. We can't. We can hold up counterspell plus Feed the Flames, which we might want to do. Because we can just feed anything to be mana efficient. We can counterspell anything to be mana efficient. And then next turn we have like a huge turn with like a flyer getting the ++ twice. Yeah. Let's chill. I'm less interested in the Feed of Flames. I'm pretty much only kind of pricing myself in to cast it. I could spend mana since I'm drawing so many cards. I'm more interested in the counterspell here. So I want to make sure that my Rhymebound and Twin Flame Travelers survive till I untap. And also preventing them from doing some unknown thing that's huge. All right, High Perfect Morcant. That is a rare. When it or another elf enters, each opponent blights 1. Tap 3 elves to proliferate. I don't think I care about that. Yeah, I'll blight. Blight right here. How about that? Nice synergy there from the opponent. Oh, I guess I could have killed this first, but I think I'll kill the Morcant anyway. I guess I should have made them make their surveil choices first. A couple of like minor mistakes here or there. I don't think they're huge. Right, let's make some red. Make some blue. Make some more blue. Let's decline these triggers. Play Mountain. Play a Glister Baron. Play a Lockmare. You could draw a bunch off Shine Striker. And still hold up Unraveling. Yeah, that's pretty good. This might draw a concession here, because I'm about to draw like another 9 cards or whatever. I could have held up. No, I did want blue up. And now we'll Glister Baron onto this thing. Oh, it doesn't double. It's not a elemental. Okay. Big oof indeed. I mean, next turn I could just make everything a big flying threat. And I'm holding up counter magic. Seems unlikely I'll be losing this game. Guard 6 basics. Counter basically something that kills my not enchanted Twin Flame Travelers, I guess. We have 6 cards left, so that is something to be concerned with. My opponent's at effective 11 because of Tweez. Oh, that I definitely want to counter. I don't have 1 to pay, so I will Blight. Oh, whoops. I didn't want to Blight 2 that. I wanted to Blight 1 something. Didn't realize that's how that was. That was the words on the card. So RTFC. Decline this. Decline that. And now let's sear this thing. Yes. Play Mountain. Let's play Stratosaur. Where's my mouse? My mouse has died. I have another mouse. I have a backup mouse. Now I could make a couple of things fly. Let's make this fly. Let's make, I don't know, that fly. Now I've got, what, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in the air. Plus a bunch that I'll get through on the ground. Oh, plus that. Yeah, this is pretty over for the opponent. 3, 7, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. This is lethal if they do nothing. I'm willing to accept winning. 3, 6, 10, 13, yeah. Oh, GG. In the next one. All right, one more game to go for the trophy. Up against number 148 Mythic here. We have a nice starting hand. We have our rare, we have our trick creature, and Glister Baron for later on in the game. I wonder what percentage of the time you don't want to run out the Lockmare to expose it to removal until you're on 4, and you could guarantee a 2-for-1. I guess we'll see. If we have no other turn 2 play, probably not going to want to run this out either because that's losing value. Mulligans. Okay, that's a much better turn 2 play. All of a sudden, his hand was great. Now we have Ashling into Twin Flame Travelers, which is an insanely good curve. I will, I think, discard an island. No blocks. Not a chance in heck. I'm blocking that. I mean, that, given that they're number 148 Mythic, that might have been like a chump check. In that he knows how important Ashling is, and I can't afford to make the block. That being said, I can't afford to make the block, so I think if I didn't have such a good 4 to play here, I might have made the block. But they could very easily be representing a trick with that attack, and I'd rather get bluffed out of my socks there than just lose my very important creature to a trick. Also, the fact that they could have made it a 3/2 first strike last turn and didn't kind of reinforces that idea. Okay, they missed the land drop. And I'm about to have millions of mana with this just absurd rare into uncommon 2 to 3. Decline. So now I've got 4 up to 8 mana. So I could go Flaring Cinder into Glisterbairn and hit in the sky for 6. And have a couple of big things back. I could Sear something. I mean, I could attack if they double block with Spikeling and... Actually, yeah, I have potentially really good attacks here. If I want to use these have to be on a 4-drop or greater, right? The only one of which is this, so I kind of have to play Glisterbairn. So I'll do that. And now if I Glisterbairn the Ashling, it becomes a 4/6. I hit for 7. If they block it, they're in a ton of trouble. If they don't, I have follow-up plays. So yeah, I like this. They might just think they have to block it here. Oh, they don't. Okay. That is also acceptable. And now we could play the Flaring Cinder, but I don't know if things I want to discard. I think I'll just hold up Seer and Glamour Gifter and see what the opponent does here. I feel like they're going to have something big here, especially after missing a couple land drops. And even if I end up losing 1 mana here, like let's say I just cast Seer on a random thing end step, I've lost 1 mana, I'm still up so much mana this game. So I didn't make perfect use of my mana, but I think it was worth it. Because I'd rather get cards of value out of the Flaring Cinder. And it's not like it enables that much more of attacks on the ground. So now there's the chance of that combat trick we thought about, but we can easily play around a few different things here. So yeah, they're going to Glamour Glifter. So they Glamour Glifter that. It becomes a 5/5 if I don't Sear it. So we can Sear it now, which kind of gets rid of their trick. It's like a 1.5 for 1 there, because now they just have like this dorky 1/2 flyer. All right, now I actually can't use the mana, so I might flip it and discard. Oh, can I flip it back? Interesting. I wonder if I can flip it back. I think I actually discard this, since I do have this other way of looting. I'll discard that. Wow, I did not loot into anything. So can I just do this and flip it back to that and add 2 more mana? Nope, that didn't work. Well, unfortunate, because I could have used that mana. You can only use this on 4 drops, so it's effectively stranded. So we could hit for 7 again. Which I think works out. I'll leave back the 1/4. They're chumping, which is acceptable. Oh, I don't have Tweeze up, but I do have Glamour Glifter up, and I think that's good enough. Yeah, I definitely wasted... I set myself back just learning that this doesn't flip back, but I think that's okay. And obviously not hitting a 4 that I could cast was pretty bad too. Well, they found their 3rd land. Do they have a way to get back in this game now? If they attack, I probably just use the Glamour Glifter. Well, I could use it to force through an extra 3 damage sometimes. Pyrrhic Strike. Destroy target creature with mana value 3 or greater. Yeah, I can't stop that from happening. That is okay. Wow, that is a very aggressive attack. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They've basically left themselves dead on the crackback. Oh, I guess they have an untap. So maybe not dead. Oh, maybe dead. I don't think I'm going to transform it because I can't use the mana. But I will do this because this is a pretty huge setback. Now this is 4. I could deal 7 if I Glamour Lifter, which I think I will because it's unlikely that I'll be able to deal with all these creatures and gain a bunch of life. Meaning that this squeeze is lethal. And that should be a trophy. Alright. Games. We'll see you in deck review. Alright, well we managed a trophy in our second draft. It was a little ugly at times. I had some really just insane draws with like Ashling into Twin Flame Travelers. If you do this and it doesn't get interrupted, it just seems very hard to lose unless you draw really badly. I mean, I drew like medium bad that last game, but this was still just way enough. And opponent obviously missed land drops, which didn't hurt my cause. Overall, how did I feel about the deck? I was playing all of these 2-drops to help with like convoking. It didn't feel like something I could do consistently. And I don't know if that's just because I had so much looting and rummaging and card draw that I just ended up not needing to refill often. But the couple of times that I did refill, it just seemed like I couldn't possibly lose. And being able to do so at instant speed was just very good. The removal spells were all, could have been great. I think they were all just okay because of the way that the game's played out. But obviously having access to them is good. Twin Flame Travelers is busted. I think Eclipsed Flamekin always felt better than Flaring Cinder. Again, Flaring Cinder feels like it could have played very well, but I declined the trigger just an insane amount of times. So worth noting that this should theoretically help you craft your game plan, but potentially just not do anything a decent amount of the time. Flamecaster felt good when I had it and felt like I really wanted it when I didn't. Same thing with Rhymequin Recluse. I feel like Rhymequin Recluse, Eclipsed Flamekin, and Enraged, well, maybe to a lesser extent, Enraged Flamecaster are all incredibly important commons and uncommons for the deck. They just make Twin Flame Travelers really shine. I still like the Stratosaur, though I think it was a little bit more medium than I felt it was in my first draft. So something to note. Obviously, the fact that it's basic land cycling just increases the value. Shine Striker was good, obviously, when resolved, but interestingly, pretty expensive at 6 mana for 3/3 flyer, but also sometimes kind of redundant with all the cards I had in hand. Blister Baron was also, again, very good, even though this wasn't a 5-color Vivid deck. Even this on 3 was still very, very powerful. The fact that the +3/+3 has Pseudo Haste is very good, and it's a good blocker. I think this card's pretty solid. I would like to play it in basically any deck that's heavy blue or heavy green or 5-color. Lockmare looks like it could have been great. There was a couple games where it was great, a couple games where I kind of didn't need it, which I think spoke more to the situation than to the card itself. I was really impressed with this counterspell, actually. The Blight 2, even though I misplayed it once and killed my creature instead of putting it on the Sentinel, I feel like there's so many places to put the Blights, including the Sentinels, that this is very close to counterspell. And sometimes it's cancel, which isn't that bad. So I was kind of impressed with Wild Unraveling. Ashling was busted. I do think the rares in this format are very busted. Blossom Bind was interesting because every time I didn't have it, I wanted it, and every time I had it, I didn't want it. So interesting. I think the jury's still out on this. It does seem like you need it to answer some things, and it also seems like there's a bunch of things it can't answer, like when it was placed on a Twin Flame Travelers, for example. In the sideboard, I'm happy I didn't play the extra copies of these because I felt like I had either enough or too many. I like the decision of not playing this just because my top end is all blue and there's really nothing I could do with, a bunch of red mana other than just being a 1 mana 2/1. I do think it's a very good card, but I think you need to actually want the mana ramp ability from it. The trample ability, I don't know how relevant that is. It didn't seem like it was particularly relevant in any of my board states. Like I never found myself wishing my creatures had trample, especially because I was giving them flying. Elder Auntie, I think, would have been fine filler in this deck. Obviously, pretty nice to do it when Travelers are in play, but I think the other things I was doing with Travelers might have been a little bit better. So I'm happy I didn't play that. Obviously, Goat Nap's not a thing in this deck. These random changelings probably was correct not to play. They didn't really fit with my game plan. This Squawk Roaster, I probably should have considered bringing in. A 2/4 double striking for 4 isn't amazing. But if I ever had the Glister Baron in play, this is like very oppressive. And it works well with, instant speed burn spells. It works well with Glifter Glamour, Glamour Gifter, whatever that card's called. So I could have considered playing it. I don't think it was a mistake to not play it, but I think it could have been something to test. So that's about it. I wish I could have played this, but I wasn't running the Changelings and I wasn't running Merfolks. So yeah, that's the draft. Would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Tell me if you disagreed with any of these evaluations, if you disagreed with any of the drafting. Obviously, there were some mistakes in some of the lines of play, some of which I called out, but always happy to entertain any of your thoughts on the above. So please drop a comment in if any of the above resonated with you or you have any strong opinions. Like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, let me know if you want to see more Lorwyn drafts, more cube drafts, or what. I'm open to anything. All right. Thank you for tuning in.